A dramatic undercover investigation is getting a lot of buzz online tonight. It's about the organization ALEC, which helps connect corporations, lobbyists, and lawmakers. WXIA investigative reporter Brendan Keefe went to one of those secret ALEC meetings. We'll talk to him in a minute, but first, here's part of his report.
We can't show you what's behind this closed door. A place where legislators and corporate lobbyists have an equal vote. A place they don't want you to see.
You need to be credentialed at registration.
We are credentialed. We are Georgia. We're Georgia media. Are there legislators in there? Are there legislators in there? We are Georgia credentialed media.
Here? Please step over here.
What? There's Georgia legislators here. Are laws being made in there? This isn't the state capitol. It's a resort hotel in Savannah where lawmakers are wined and dined as members of the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC. What is ALEC?
It's really a corporate bill mill. I mean, they're cranking out legislation, putting it in the hands of legislators who go back and file.
ALEC bills come complete with blanks where legislators need only fill in their state name, like the Asbestos Claims Priorities Act. This Georgia law that now prevents many asbestos victims from suing corporations matches the ALEC bill clause after clause, often word for word. This is money from corporations to legislators, but it's being filtered through ALEC, and they get a tax write-off?
Well, ALEC is a 501c3 organization, charitable educational purposes.
Donations are 100% tax deductible and fund education efforts for legislators. Who's doing the educating? Inside that closed-door committee room in Savannah we couldn't show you, we saw the lobbyist for the cell phone industry seated across from Georgia State Rep Ben Harmon right before we were pulled out. Here we're credentialed to observe legislators here in Georgia wherever they meet to discuss laws. He's calling for backup. ALEC staffers had 4 off-duty sheriff's deputies standing by while we talked with the group's director of communications. Can we do an interview with you?
Actually, no.
Why not?
If you'd please turn the camera on.
No, we can't turn the camera off. That's one thing we don't do.
Okay, well then I'd like to have you escorted out of the building, please.
Okay, I'm a guest of this hotel. I'm actually staying here at this hotel.
You are staying at this hotel.
So here's the question is, if Georgia legislators are meeting here, we're credentialed right here to see Georgia legislators making laws. Are they discussing things that could become law here?
Georgia legislators are here participating in discussions where they're learning from legislators from others.
So why can't the people who elected them see the process?
This is a private meeting.
A private meeting paid for by whom?
By our members and donors.
Our lobbyists, correct?
No.
Are you here for this conference too? Are you really?
We met 2 lobbyists and a state representative from New England in the hotel bar the night before and recorded our conversation.
You have to pay your own way?
Well, on a trip like this, that's where you would come in, man. On a trip like this, I'm the state chair of ALEC.
Yeah.
And I look for financial supporters,
Right.
lobbyists, people like, to send us like a couple $1,000 every so often. That gives me money to help those folks with. Now, on the other hand,
and we pay more to be here, so it helps support them.
and you do.
I see. So the lobbyist fees to come to the event actually help subsidize the legislator coming here.
Our lobbyists, correct? No. They're not lobbyists? The ones that we recorded in the bar last night aren't lobbyists who are here members? He signals to the sheriff's deputies.
All
right, I'm a guest of the hotel, sir?
Not for long. Not for long.
I'm here, but paying guest of this hotel, sir.
We'll take care of that. Escort you up to your room and get your things.
Did we violate some law or something? I mean, are we violating a law here?
We reached out to ALEC for comment on this story. So far, we've not received a response. Now let's bring in the WXIA reporter you just saw, Brendan Keefe. Thank you for being here, Brendan.
Thanks, Rev.
So did you expect to see that much resistance at the resort?
Actually, we did. You know, first and foremost, investigative journalism is alive and well in America, and it's alive and well here at 11 Alive and at Gannett. You know, my team, Katie Beck, Sean Hoder, the 11 Alive investigators, our slogan is holding the powerful accountable. So we knew we were going to have trouble getting in there. We knew that if we accepted their credentials, we would have accepted the restrictions on recording there. So what we did is we went in to show the people laws being discussed between lobbyists and legislators in a closed-door back room, that fabled back room we've always heard of. And we knew we were going to get some resistance. We didn't know that 6 police officers would be there on their payroll to stop us from getting in.
What do lawmakers legally have to report about their travel to these meetings?
In Georgia, nothing, Rev. In Georgia, they don't have to report any of this on any ethics filings, campaign filings. Even the lobbyists don't have to report this. In fact, there were lobbyists in that room in Georgia lobbying Georgia legislators who didn't even have to register as lobbyists because the money was going through ALEC, which is a 501c3 charity. We, the people, can't see in that room, but we, the people, are subsidizing all of this because they get a tax write-off, the corporations, and then they turn around and subsidize the trips for the lobbyists to go there, or the legislators to go there. So there's really a direct line between both the legislation and the money, and we're not allowed to see it. It's really about transparency.
As of 2013, 38% of Georgia state lawmakers were members of ALEC. How widespread is ALEC's influence right now?
Well, we've tracked dozens of bills in the Georgia legislature. We just happened to pick the asbestos bill, which is law here, which we tracked to a back room at the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. The idea that there's a law right now where I'm sitting in Atlanta, Georgia, that governs all Georgians, and it was born in a casino back room where the people weren't allowed to see it. Some Georgia legislators proudly announced that they're members of ALEC. They've even passed resolutions patting each other on the back for being members of the organization. There's nothing wrong with lobbying. It just has to be transparent. And in Georgia, they don't even have to tell us when we file an open records request because the lawmakers have exempted themselves from the law that's supposed to make Georgia government more transparent.
Brendan Keefe, great reporting. Thank you for your time tonight.